Hello, friends. Good evening. And as you all know, my name is Yugal Pachori, and I'm the research scholar in the Albag Education Institute in the Department of Electrical Engineering, doing research on sensors in the Department of, small Department of Electronics and Communication. My area of research is related to electronics. Basically, it is related to sensors. So at present, I'm working on explosive sensors. So major work has to be done. Has to be done. But a good news is that I have completed the coursework of PhD. So this video is about the explanation what is the coursework of PhD and how to do the coursework of PhD. I got 9.6 percentile, 9.6 percentile SGPA in my coursework of PhD. So I was a little bit motivated to make this video for all the research scholar in and out of India, so that they can come to know what is the coursework of PhD and how to do the coursework of PhD. Generally, students get confused that what is the coursework of PhD and how they have to do the coursework of PhD, because in PhD the retention rate is really less, because many students do get enrolled for PhD, but only few students are able to complete the PhD and they are able to continue their PhD for a longer period of time. Because this PhD is not only the studying of the subject and writing exam, it is about something different. So I've tried to make a presentation for you on the discussion related to coursework of PhD, or you can say the PhD coursework. So let me share my screen with you so that you will come to know what I have prepared for you, which will really help you to understand the discussion or idea behind the coursework of PhD. So let me start with my presentation. I'm discussing about the PhD courseworks, or you can say the coursework of PhD. So basically, what is coursework of PhD is, let me put this down a little bit more up so that, just 1 second. Okay. Yeah, now it is clearly visible. So what is coursework of PhD? If I say that I got 9.6 percentile, 9.625, I'm the second in my department in the related to the coursework. So I collected few information that will be really beneficial for you to understand the coursework of PhD. The first point says that it's a theoretical work done in PhD. So basically, you have to do the theoretical work plus the research work. Primarily, I would say it's a theoretical kind of work that you have to done is the PhD. The starting semester of your PhD is the courseworks. Then you have to pick one subject of your choice. Suppose that I told you in the starting of this video that I'm working on electronics and I'm working on sensors. So the idea behind to work on sensor was decided by me. Then after the discussion with your guide, first of all, you have to enroll in your PhD. Then you have to select your guide. Then you have to select your subject. And on the basis of that selection, guide decides you what kind of work you can do related to your subject. So the subject will be picked by you, not the guide will tell you, because the guide will help you to pick the subject, but the subject will be picked by you. Sometimes it may happen that you are confused to pick the subject, then guide may help you, but the entire work will be done by you. So this is the second point. Now coming to the third point, prepare a self-study report on the subject of your choice. You have to prepare a self-study report. Suppose you picked a sensors, or suppose you picked control system, or suppose you picked microprocessor. Because I'm related to electronics, so my major thrust is towards the electronic subjects. So I picked sensors. Then what I did, I studied a lot of about sensors, studied the standard books, studied the PDF, studied various references, studied various research paper. And then after that discussion or the content extraction from all those content, I prepared a self-report, which has to be submitted to the university. And it is get analyzed and you get rated or you get marks of the self-study. Then what the next point is, fourth point, you have to select an idea or the paper for the research work, and a project report, that is a major project report, is prepared on the idea or the paper. I mean, the fourth point says that you have to prepare a major project report. I mean, it is not that you are preparing the project, but what is you are going to do in your project work, you have to initially give some major project report. It is not the synopsis. Synopsis is something different, which will be part of the, either in some university is the part of the coursework, or some university you have to submit the synopsis after the coursework. So the university from where I'm doing, Dayalbagh Institute, DEI, I have to submit this synopsis in the second semester. In the first semester, I submitted the self-work, self-study, major project, and the sixth point says that research methodology is one of the subject. So we studied RM. RM stand for research methodology. So there were three things. One is research methodology. First is self-study. Second is major project. Third is RM or the research methodology. The research methodology is studied as a subject in coursework of PhD, and you have to give an objective and subjective paper of RM, that is the research methodology. And if only if you are able to qualify the RM paper, then only you will be awarded with the semester grade of PhD coursework. If you are not able to qualify the paper objective and the subjective paper of RM, you will not be promoted to the next semester. This is the basic line for the PhD coursework. So this is, friends and all my dear students, this is basically the introduction about the PhD coursework, that is what is PhD coursework. Now the second part that we need to do is how to do coursework of PhD. Suppose first and the most important thing is that you have to enroll in some university for the coursework of PhD. It means without enrolling, you cannot do the coursework. So ultimately to enroll, either you have to qualify the GATE, or you have to qualify the NET, or you have to qualify the entrance examination of that university. So I was GATE qualified, but my GATE score was not valid. It was expired. So I qualified the entrance examination of the university for which I enrolled. Then only I was able to enroll in the coursework of PhD. So there are three criteria. First is GATE, second is NET, third is the entrance examination. If you are GATE qualified, valid GATE score, and if you're NET qualified, NET is for lifetime, then you do not need to give the entrance examination. But if you're not these, then you have to give the entrance examination followed with the interview. If you qualify these, then you are enrolled for the PhD coursework. Now, there is a thorough study of the subject of your choice. So I told you I picked the subject sensor. So you have to thoroughly study the subject. And instead of reading from the PDF, I would advise you to study from the hard copy of the books. Sometimes PDFs are beneficial, but most of the time, hard copy of the book is really beneficial because you have something in your hand and you read it thoroughly with the book. Although I read it from PDF as well, but the thorough understanding has been done by the hard copy of the book. Now, suppose you pick the idea. The third point says that read at least 10 research papers related to your idea for your research work. Now, suppose like you picked a paper, a base paper for your work that you need to be carried out in your PhD for the research work. Then you must read at least 10 research papers related to that idea. You will have to create a Google Scholar ID. You will get an institute email ID. With that, you will create a ResearchGate ID, Google Scholar ID, or other research engines will be available on that. So you have to at least read 10 research papers related to the work that you are projecting or proposing in your research work of your curriculum of PhD. Now, the fourth point says study. See, every engineer or every student or every person who is doing PhD can study. But what I think is that thinking is the most important part of PhD. Study and think regularly. related to your PhD subject and research proposal or the idea. People can study, but the major problem is that if you are only studying doesn't do the task. You have to think also, and you have to regularly communicate with your guide, and you must have a pleasing understanding with your guide. Then only guide will try to understand you and will try to help you. So you have to regularly study and regularly think over the subject of your choice and be in regular discussion with your guide as well. So this was my perception or thinking about the how to do the coursework of PhD. Now the next part of my video is that what are the major thrust in PhD coursework? I mean, this is the kind of summary of this video. Like, you have to do the major project report. The first point says that you have to do the major project report. The second point says that you have to make a self-study report. Then third point says that, so I already discussed the major project, that you will have to make a major project. It's a kind of a project that will be termed as major project. So you have to prepare a report on the project, which is called as major project report. Then you pick the subject of your choice and you have to make a self-study report on that subject. So this can only be possible if you study thoroughly that subject and think over that subject thoroughly and regularly, at least 2 hours or 3 hours a day. Now, research methodology is as a subject. This is compulsory for every university. Even the IITs or the NITs also have the curriculum for the research methodology, and other central or the deemed university or have the curriculum for the research methodology. That RM is studied as a subject. And the book that I will prefer is C.R. Kothari, which is a very standard book. And even the PDF is also available on the internet. But if you study from the hard copy, it will be easier for you. Then the fourth point says that try to attend possible number of conferences or present a paper in the conferences. So during my coursework of PhD, I was able to attend one conference and presented a paper in conference. So it was done. So if you are able to try to attend at least 2 or 3, whatever possible number of conferences, you must attend or present a paper in that. But important thing is that fifth point, this is really important. Don't be in hurry to publish a paper. I had a detailed discussion about this with my guide. So it is his philosophy as well and my philosophy as well. You should not be in hurry to publish a paper, because paper can be published anytime. But before publishing a paper, you must have a content in your mind so that you can write it thoroughly without any plagiarism. Okay. And in the end, I would like to say that this is the gist of the knowledge of the coursework of PhD that I attained. Slow and study wins the race. So I was able to get the 9.6 SGPA. So it was my thinking that why I able to get that. I was starting slowly but steadily, and I was able to ultimately win the race that I qualified the coursework of PhD. It is not that I have achieved the gold medal or some great achievement, but related to PhD, it's the great achievement. In the end, I would like to say thanks for watching this particular video. And I would be really happy if you appreciate this video and try to say more about this particular video. So friends, this was the video about the coursework of PhD. I hope you will like it and comment more about it and appreciate this particular video. Thanks for watching it. And I hope you continue this video for the PhD coursework or the coursework of PhD. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Have a nice time.